Yes.
I can if you want. The first lab, lab 15, when I went to do this lab, and you highlight the table, and then you sort of do stuff with it. But when I went to do it, I didn't have a table design. And so if that happens to you, it might not happen to you. If that happens to you, you might have to go and add some of the menu items. And how you can do that is you can go into the file menu, and this is on the video, by the way. Go into the file menu and goodness, there should be, wow, look at that. That's, what kind of file menu is that? Sorry, you should have a, goodness, looks different every time, or I think it was options, yeah. So in the options menu, then you can add things to it by customizing the ribbon. And there you might have to, Mr. Tires is here, you might have to, don't just choose the popular commands, but make sure you choose all commands. And also for the tabs, choose all the tabs. You may find that in the tabs that you don't have in the developer tab, you don't have, I had to add a new group and I had to put, I had to add design mode. And I found design mode over here in all commands, which are in alphabetical order. So you need to have design mode. Design mode is so many things, lots of deletes there, right? Design mode, I had to add that. And then I had to make sure that, and again, you're gonna need all tabs, not just popular, not just main tabs, but you're gonna need all tabs. And just make sure that you have, so where's our tools for, I'm looking for the table design, table tools, yes. So you're gonna make sure that you have your table design is activated. So that, all of that, you can find videos on that or whatever, but I found that I had to do that because it didn't come with my, my installation of Excel. I didn't have table design, and therefore I wasn't able to complete everything in this exercise. But having put table design there by going and updating my setup, the way I just sort of showed you there quickly, I then was able to get table design. And notice table design doesn't show up as an option unless you actually have a table highlighted. So you highlight your table, and then you can do the work that it says to do. You can change the styles of the table. So if you go to table design, you've got a few styles there, not many, but you can add, you can pull down the menu, and then you've got many different designs that you can choose from, and you see the table change accordingly when you pick on the design that you want. And I think it says to start with this. And anyways, you're going to get one of these ones that alternates.
Sir?
Yes.
Could I like customize color, because I don't like the colors there? I want
Absolutely.
like baby pink.
Show your creativity. That's not a problem. Can I do that quickly again? Said Rowena.
Mr.
Yes.
Someone in the chat said that he wanted you to repeat what did you say?
Yes, I saw that. Rowena just said that. So I will do that now. If you find that you don't have a developer tab and you don't have a design mode, you might have design mode. I've got design mode there, but it's not showing up. You don't, then view code will bring the design mode up. But if those things are not there, if they're not there, you can go to the file menu, and you can go to, and last time I looked at it, it was actually available, but it's probably because I got too small a window. But go to options, and from the options, then you can customize the ribbon. And in customize ribbon, you can add any commands that are not there. But bearing in mind that the command that you want might not be a popular command, and so you'll have to choose probably all the commands, which gives you this big long thing. But the good thing is that it's in alphabetical order, and you do need to have design mode so that you can, design mode allows you to design things like design tables, design charts, design everything, right? So you want design mode on, and you're going to have to actually add it to a group. So before you actually do that, you'll probably have to add this group in there. You can see you've got a new group, new tab thing here. Yeah, I haven't done that exactly in order, but you would have to go to the developer and add a new group. You can add a new group there. And once the new group is there, you can then add the design mode to it. And that's how I got the design mode there, is using that add button to that new group. Once that's established in there, also just make sure that you have your tools for your table. They might not show up until after you've done this exercise though. So once you've done that and you've checked your design mode, you can go back into that menu and you can make sure that you have your design, your table design. So that would be, where's table design? There it is, table tools. And make sure that's there. If it's not there, you may have to sort of add it. And again, you'll add it from there. So you may not have to do that. See, I've got table design mode there, and my table design is up because I've highlighted the table. But your version of Excel might already have that. Mine didn't. And so that wasn't part of the exercise, but it was something that I found that I had to do anyways because I couldn't do a table design. Now, a lot of things that we're doing here, you don't actually need to do table design to get it right. There's a little menu there in the side with the table styles, but it wasn't complete. It was too short, didn't have this stuff here. To get this stuff here, to convert from banded rows to banded columns, I actually needed to have table design up. And that's one of the exercises you have to do, is you have to turn off the banded rows and turn on the banded columns. I hope I explained that okay. Again, that is in the video. That's kind of all there is to that one. It's a lot, but that's kind of it. Any other question? Yes. So was that okay, Roida? I hope that's okay. Somebody was trying to say.
I'm sorry
Yes,
for
sir.
being late, mister.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry for being late.
Okay. So yeah, have a look at that. You may have to have, in my video that I put on, I showed how I did that. So you can look at my videos, and you know, YouTube's your friend. I'm trying to help you here, but I don't mind you sort of going outside and finding your own way too. YouTube is your friend. Wow. You will find everybody's done a video on this, not just me. So that's what you wanted to do for the 7. Oh well, there was an insert here, right? When we had this banded, so it's banded there as columns at the moment. When it was banded as rows, what we found is when we inserted a new row, right-click insert, that the banding adjusts so that our banding continues, and we can type new thing in there, you know, and everything, when we insert a new row, all the formulas are there, all the formatting is there. I think that was the purpose of that. Now, the row that you're supposed to add is this bananas and Nutella. You see it in mine, but you have to add it yourself. I'm just going to delete that row because it's nonsense. All right, so that was that exercise. Any other question on that exercise? I hope that's okay.
It's okay.
Good. So, sorry, somebody's saying something. Yeah, we're good. Gemma?
I know it's good. I just say
Yeah,
it's
it's
okay.
all good. All right, good. All right, so lab 16. So we looked at lab 15. Lab 16. Yeah, making charts. I hope this is kind of fun for you. It could be fun, I suppose. Kind of easy to get started, but not so easy to make it perfect. But to get started, you just highlight the thing that you want to make a chart on and just go to your Insert tab, and then all these charts are available for you. There's a lot of them. And so you can choose from many, many charts here. You can see them a bit better there, I suppose. So it actually asks you to do a 2D clustered column and shows you how it works. And you can see lots of different charts there. You don't have to do it this way. As I said, you could just pick it from here, right? And the one it wants you to do is start off with a 2D clustered column. So you do that, and it just comes up. You can move it around, put it where you want. You can make it bigger or smaller. You got your chart. And you can edit the chart. You can see there that we got we can change the styles to lots of different styles using this. We can look at the different elements, so that gives us a bit of way of editing it. Don't really have to get into that too much in this exercise. With this one, it's just a matter of putting a new title in there, so you just highlight that. Can't believe I don't know what the difference between having trouble typing here, right? Never mind. Anyway, so you can just do a little edit there, and then it asks you to do what? Switch the row and column. So we've got up here some table design, chart design. Do you notice that as we've highlighted the chart, the chart design tab comes up? It wasn't there before. Just like when we had the table before, we didn't have the table design up until we highlighted the table. So now that we're in the chart, we have chart design, and all of these things are available to us. You can see we can choose all these styles. We got lots more there we can choose from, right? But it's asking us to do the switch row and column, which is up here. And what that does, if you look at this, do you see that it's got the September, October, November, and December, and the colors represent the salesmen, salespersons, sales ladies or salesmen. And so, for example, the green is, why would I have to choose that when the artist wanted to say, Krasinski. And so there we can see Krasinski's sales going up over the months, and as opposed to Chang's, which were very high all the time except for November. And when we switch the column, we get a different thing, right? Then we've got all of Watson's in one little bar thing there, or one little bunch of columns, and then the colors represent the months. So swapping between months and salesmen, basically. That's all that was about. And you can change the, you can move it to a new sheet. And so that's an option over here. As long as you're in chart design, you can move it to a new sheet. And you can give the sheet a new name, or else you can just take the default name, and you see a new sheet has been created, and we're actually navigated to that sheet. And so that's kind of cool. We can have this nice chart, and it doesn't have to be in the way with all of our other data. It can be out somewhere else, but this chart is built on this data. So if we change any of these data items, that would show up in the chart. So not to make a liar of myself, I'll just make that number a much bigger number, and so you should see that. So the chart adjusts. So even though it's over here, that was a 1, right? So that should be easy to change back. So yeah, it's fully how you say, live or real time. Any changes we make to the data, our chart works with those changes. And yeah, it's just kind of cool. So we're going to change the chart type. So I'm going to highlight the chart and make sure we won't be able to do anything with it until we are using the chart design. Once I click on the chart design tab, I'm able to have all these things that we did before. But I also find that over here, I can add some chart elements. That's some cool stuff. Have a look at that. We're not asking you to do that here, but you could do. Actually, those things are there. We do have a legend. We do have a title. We don't have data labels, but I'm not going to add data labels. But actually, the quick layout would add data labels to it if we wanted to. These are what it means by data labels. You see them? That's ugly. But it might be useful in some circumstances. Anyway, you're supposed to choose one of these. Choose one that you like and go with it. I like that. I never thought of that one. So we've got the legend down the side at the bottom. There's our legend. And we've got our datas down the bottom as well. That's kind of cool. Lots of information, but not distracting from the actual chart itself. So that was a quick layout, but I had to be in chart design. And again, this is on a different page. So that was that one. All right, any questions on lab 16? Okay, I'm gonna put that away. Oh, there's a question. No, no, there's not a question.
Says no. Yeah.
All right, the last one, lucky last. And in this one, we are doing conditional formatting. I can't see conditional formatting here because I'm not in the right tab. I'm in the View tab. I need to be in the Home tab. So if I click on the Home tab, then I get my Home tab ribbon, and that includes conditional formatting. And yeah, away I go. But before I do that, I'm going to highlight the table that I want to do the conditional formatting. Notice this time I'm not highlighting the headings, just highlighting the data, because I don't need to format the headings, just the data. All right, so that's what it says here, format B3 to blah, blah. And what we're going to do is we're going to highlight all the ones that failed. And according to this way of doing things, you fail if you got less than 70. Now, I'm going to see if there's any rules on here. None. Okay, so I could add a new rule there. Or another way I could do it is I could just add a new rule there. It's up to you. Let's add a new rule. All right, so when we add a new rule, we only want to do it for cells that contain a value of less than 70. If they're less than 70, we say they failed. And how do we do they failed? Make it red. So we're going to say less than, and the number is 70. And okay, at the moment, it's not going to do anything. So we're going to have to change the format, click on the format button, and give it a fill and red. Now it actually said kind of a light red. All right, well, that's kind of salmon. That's not red, is it? Let's just go with real red. And when I do that, because I've got all of this highlighted, that's going to, everything that's less than 70 is going to be red. Now, when I go here, I can see that rule. I can delete it if I want. There's the value. I can edit it. I can say, well, you know what? I don't want 70 anymore. What I want, let's be a bit more real about this. Only those that are less than 50, and update it. And, you know, we only got one. That's kind of different in that. But, or I can say, well, you know, no, I do need to go back and do that the way it was. You can edit the rules. They're not there forever. You can change them. You can delete them. Anyways, they're there, but they don't have to be. So what that's about. Okay. Now, what you're needing to do is, you need to add icon set to it. So while this is still highlighted in the conditional formatting, it's not just a bunch of rules. We also have these icon sets. If you hover over them, you'll see them applied as you hover over them. I'm just hovering over that. We can see all these. And the one that it actually wants you to use is this one here. It's kind of cool. And so basically, it's green or it's orange. Green, orange, or red with a cross. And if you're not exactly happy with that, you can go to the rule and edit it. And so let's go back. Let's go back and edit. Yeah, all right. Not that rule. I want the icon set, sorry. Icon set, there we go. That's why I keep getting it wrong. Got the wrong one. All right, so edit the rule. And what you'll see how these icon sets work, it's divided into 3 different categories. And we've got these numbers beside it. It's divided, okay, more than 67 or less than 33. Maybe that's not quite how we want to do it. Maybe less than, so 50 would be a more realistic sort of thing, and maybe this would be 75. So we're kind of separating the A's from the B's from the C's, kind of, not exactly, but you know, kind of. So you can edit those and change them around and make them more how you want them to be. And that's kind of all you had to do for that. And then save it, Any questions? I'm going to pause recording because I've finished yakking.